What's up? Hello. Hopefully the stream is a little bit better today. I have a bunch of I changed a lot of settings to get this thing looking better. I've got it open on my wife's computer. It looks, yeah, it's not that bad. Could be better, but could be worse. I've also opted for like the little bit of like faster feedback, I guess, like better response, which is supposed to make the stream a little bit worse quality, but it is what it is. Worst case scenario, I can always change it back later. So I've a couple things actually. Yeah, so I did a lot of fiddling with my settings, playing 1080, 60 frames per second, running smooth. That's good. Hopefully visually it's just I don't know. I am running it like 4 times the bit upload rate. So hopefully that makes a difference. We'll see, I guess. I hold on one second. I forgot to turn. I have some lights that I'm going to turn on real quick. Just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. All right, so I did a couple of things and then I ran into a problem. So I was like, all right, I'll wait until I start streaming and then we can kind of deal with that. Today's the day we go to space for the 4th time. Yes. Today we're actually going to space. I did a little bit of prep work, so there won't be much waiting. Part of why it was kind of in between was I ended up going back and kind of like reloading one of the saves that the save that I had from the YouTube version. Unfortunately, I haven't posted a video. I was planning on posting one today, but I did so much, like, I don't know, I've been focusing on trying to get the stream better quality a lot lately, so had a little conversation with Grok earlier to see, like, what can we do about this. So hopefully, like I said, the stream should be a little bit better today. Your play motivated me to finally go to Aquila. Nice. To unlock legendary, but started tinkering with the quality already. Very hard to do mid game. Not starting from ores, just recycling. So I mean, there's ups and downs to it. Thinking about start. So, oh, you're thinking about starting from the ores too? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of rough starting with the ores because you've got this crazy quality imbalance going on. Like I went from being really heavy on the copper side, having tons of copper quality and having like no iron quality, to now I'm like drowning in iron quality and barely having copper quality. That's kind of the negative part, is trying to like hit a little bit of a balance, trying to figure out like where can that come from? Because like everything that uses, not everything, but like a lot of the stuff that uses quality of one of either the copper or the iron, like they kind of need each other, so you kind of have to have a little bit of a balance. But then when you do things to kind of offset that balance, yeah, you've got some pain points. So part of the correcting of the pain points that we did have was that we were going to start putting red belts everywhere. So I did add some red belts. We can kind of take a look real quick. So I've got, well, I'll just cover the whole thing. I'm about halfway upgraded, and I need all of these to be normal quality. So every now and then I'll just take a little chunk and, okay, bots, you go do your thing. Pollution is spreading, that's great. But that kind of, because we're pulling so much normal quality iron now, that is offsetting the quality that we have here. So I'm drowning in what? The gears aren't that bad. The gears seemed really bad earlier. I have a severe lack of. So there's a couple of things that I need to get accomplished before we actually take off. I did remake the ship that I made the other day. Did I change the quality flow on the bus? The miners? No. Recycling will be a game changer. Literally, the only thing that I real okay. So there's a couple of things that I did. Let me remove that for a bit. So one was the combinators on the gears. That was part one. I also ended up adding combinators, and this is just to kind of like limit the amount of quality iron plates that were being consumed. But the biggest thing right now, and I probably, to be honest, I probably didn't even need to do that. Like, honestly, the biggest thing right now is that we're upgrading to red belts. The red belts have been sucking so much non-quality out of our iron plate lines and just leaving behind all this quality that, I mean, it's pretty night and day from what we had the other day. I mean, you can see, like, loads of quality in these iron lines, and I mean, there's some every now and then in the copper lines, but still not a lot of green circuits. I would think that the more balanced it became, the more we would have green circuits kind of balancing or helping to kind of keep the quality pulled down. Like, you know, they should be absorbing some of the quality. Off to a great start with biters in 2 spots. Wait, what? Oh, it's probably just eating right here in the middle. I have a word in my cargo. It's down here. I did do a little bit with the biter stuff. Interesting thing with the combinators on the inserters. How do they read from the belt? So I'll show. I'm gonna deal with the biters real quick, and then I will show you that. Basically, it's just it has like a read all attached to the main bus. I don't remember. I don't think I have everything attached to it. I kind of like got, and let's just say I got enough to kind of have a good data point. Let's just put it that way. So where was this? This was down over here to the right. Oh, please don't hit one of these pipes. That would be terrible. Okay, so yeah, the stream does, like I said, I've got it open on my wife's computer. Yeah, it's okay. That is not where it was. I thought it was there. It is not. Is it? I wish that notification stayed up a little bit longer. Down here? No. Well, shouldn't be too hard to find. No damage over there. Okay, well, I guess it's over on the right side. So the way the combinators are kind of connected is, so I went ahead and set up my, like the circuit network. I went ahead and added in green and red to all my power poles, or at least in the surrounding area around the bus. And then I chained in some power poles like this just for the red line. And on the front and the back in between the splitter, where the gears are coming in, I have, oh, it's, okay, I don't care about caps. I have read all. Now, this doesn't actually, like, the splitters kind of cut that off, so I try to get as much of it as I can. Just to, I mean, it's kind of like a, you know, a little bit of a, what am I looking for? It's trying to get like just a large chunk. Like I don't have to. It's you know, it's like statistics. It's data points, right? I don't necessarily need the whole thing. I can take like half of it, and that'll give me like a relative health. There we go. Relative health of what the lines look like. So that was the notification that we got for dying. Let's beef that up a bit. Yeah, I guess we can do some of this too. All right, so before the stream, I was gonna try to have Volcanus completely unlocked, which it looks like I do, but that's just by accident, kind of. See why everyone using grids for energy and cable circuits, roboports and such. Yeah, never play like that, but it seems natural going to that approach. It just makes it convenient, really. Like when you have the ability to kind of like pull power or pull a circuit network out of your butt, then I mean that's, I would say, pretty helpful. And as you can see, like I don't have red and green wiring connecting everything. I mostly just did it around the bus area. For now, like I kind of initially thought that I would just use radars, but when I got to think about it, I was like, okay, I want it at least around the bus, because if I want to track any of the other materials, then I can do that. Um, I'll go into a little bit more into it here in a second. Uh, yeah, okay, so we do have a couple problems. One, I did manage to salvage my starter base from the other day because I reloaded on kind of like my YouTube version. Remember when red and green wire? Yes, that was very unfortunate. Those were rough days. Copper cable as well, so thankfully it's all here. I believe you could connect like these to these with the electrical grid. I think you had to have a copper cable. I don't remember actually, to be honest. But yes, I do remember when red and green wires used resources. That was, I mean, it is what it is. And that's kind of part of where, like, you can see that Arundel's influence, the guy that made the space exploration mod, that's kind of, that's his influence. You can really see it. I mean, to be honest, I mean, this is his expansion. What, you know, like, his fingerprints are all over this expansion, which, I mean, was a great thing, right? So we are having some supply problems, and this is going into kind of like reverse counterbalance. So now we have too much iron quality, but we are very much lacking on the copper ore here. So I am going to try to filter out some of the normal quality from the copper lines that we have up here. We don't need much. Like I only have like half a line. Yeah, like half a line of copper coming down here. But that's kind of feeding our ammo, and unfortunately that is feeding my red science. So I kind of need this. Thankfully I just unlocked Volcanus, so I did produce enough copper plates to be able to unlock that. I also haven't set up thrusters in this save, so thrusters are going to end up going here. Man, yeah, some of the changes that they made for Space Age were like, why didn't they do that before? How do I want, okay, so I need steel. Okay, steel's another problem. So we are severely lacking in the steel department. This is where our steel is coming from. So I will probably try to filter out, I'll probably add quality to this section over here. This section here is feeding my starter base. So I'll probably add quality to this and then see if I can filter out some of the quality to go into the steel lines, and then have some of the normal quality just continue down this very large line down to the starter base. So that's kind of on the agenda in the immediate, like, future, I guess. Other than that, I need to get this thing finished. So we designed this. Well, I made this a few days ago. I copied it over from that save file, and we did test it the other day, so we know it can make the trip to Volcanus. The hard part is storage, so I do have, a little bit of storage, but not much. I probably could. No, I think I tried. I was gonna like maybe split some undergrounds and have like two of these out, and that just it wasn't gonna work. So I need to be able to get. Wait, why do I have? Why did I do this? Hold on. So I don't know why I decided to do this when really I could have just. Oh, because I'm using this for ammo. Never mind. Okay. Forget what I was just saying. So we need blue circuits, we need engine units. I have all of that coming in here. The steel is going to be the rough part. Steel is already here. So I will need at least one belt coming in here. Sorry, I will only be able to get one belt in here. Let's call that blue circuits. That can just go in. We will reconnect them. How do I want to reconnect this? That. Steel is already coming down. We need to get in, but I do not want it to come. Oh, that's a lot of quality. I do not. Wait, why do I don't want it to come in like that. We're gonna have it come in. And that way I can do that with the electric engine units. Sure. And then this can just go, okay, so I need to have a section 2 where I'm collecting these. So I'm just going to copy, this is what I've kind of been doing with these. I've just been kind of copying what's here. Just take all of this actually. I'm going to copy this and that should be fine actually. I just have to change the filters on everything, not a big deal. And double check, because every time I forget to double check, something bad happens. Just the nature of Factorio, right? Yeah, change this one to normal thruster, where the thrusters go there. And we can leave it at 10. Yeah, I'll do 10 because the stack size for thrusters is, wait, 10. Rocket capacity is 5, that's not a big deal. And then we still need, so this is not going to work. So we'll do that. And then I will do like that. I suppose this one should have probably been more like this. So let's just, yeah. Kind of like reverse the roles. I'm gonna cut you off so I can let the other ones go through. Don't connect that one yet. Let's get this one out. So this is gonna be, let me just clear this line real quick. Yeah, definitely a lot of good changes since, you know, with the crew that they added. This one, I want this to go farther so I can do the same thing there. Whoops. Now I can connect all this. And we just need power. Man, it would be really nice if I had some... Yeah, let's use those. For coverage. they connected? Okay, they are connected here. Yep, see there. Having that RoboPort grid and the additional power poles definitely makes a difference. And this is all should be connected still just fine. What are you doing there? Probably happened here. Not a big deal. This one's still... But he had to go all the way over here to charge. Really? Oh, wait, what? Oh my. And that's what happens when you don't add in a some kind of filter. Whatever. It is what it is. Bots can take care of that. So let's see. This should be... So that one's working fine. This one just needs quality electric engine units. Why is this an issue? Green circuits. Okay, okay, I'm gonna pull in some normal quality copper into the starter base, so that way we can kind of keep some of that going. Getting the quality module 2 would be great. That'll be another way to kind of maybe start the process of balancing some of our at least the red and green circuits and blue circuits, really. Because the more normal quality we can pull out, the more quality will be left behind. How are the bots doing up here? That is now good to go. The next section that we'll just do another section over here. Sure. That way I can bring down some copper. We don't need much. We only need like half a belt, so... Oh, okay, what was it that I did the other day? So I had... Did something like that, and it worked by, like, I accidentally set that up right the other day. Come on. Now I don't remember what I did the other day. The other day I was trying to prove why this was a bad idea, which is this. And then I went to prove it, and it didn't do what I wanted it to. Did I have it reversed? Did I do the reverse method? Nah, I wouldn't have done that. Maybe I specified... I still don't think that's right. What in the world did I do to not have it block? Or to allow it to come back through? Now I don't remember for the life of me. I didn't attach them to the circuit network, so I know I didn't do that. Time to check past videos. Well, unfortunately, that one was done live stream, so I was like live trying to prove why it wasn't going to work to be able to try to like filter off of a line, and then it just didn't do what I wanted it to, and I was like, wait, that works? And now I can't remember what I did. It wasn't input. I didn't do any input priority. I feel like I would have just been like, in theory, this is what I would have done. You were there and you can't remember exactly what you did. Yeah, you like saw it happen, right? I was like, wait, that wasn't supposed to work like that. Okay, I didn't specify the item, I'm pretty sure. But I feel like I specified at least the quality. So it would have been like, okay, that's right. Nope, that's not it. This is what I would do if I wanted to pull the quality off. So now you can see the quality is stuck there. So this is all quality, so that... So let's do this. Okay, so if I did, let's say output priority left greater than normal quality. That's gonna force everything. Yeah, all right, I'm not too concerned. So here's what we're gonna do. First off, I want to figure out where do I want this to come in. I don't need it really until like further down this way. I do need it to be lane specific though. Probably just do some janky stuff like this. Lame as that is. Okay, so at least this one. So we're just going to do the one. So you can do normal quality. That will bring that out, and the rest can kind of just filter down. So that should be fine. Again, it's not exactly what I did the other day. I don't know exactly what I did the other day, but it wasn't going to work as intended. Let's just put it that way. So now this can allow some quality stuff to go through, and normal is completely filtered through here. Please don't get any quality in there. Alright, starter base is kind of back to mostly active. Bots are doing great. Okay, so slowly but surely that will start to filter out some of the non-quality copper. We will use that for some of our science stuff. I've got a couple of them queued up. I completely forgot that you could have requester chests and like Because I'm pretty sure that used to be tied to, I want to say yellow science. I feel like it was tied to yellow science before. Yeah. I mean, and there's some other sciences. I mean, like I don't have a lot of, some of this other stuff going. We could add in some stuff that we're going to use on Volcanus. I don't want to do anything with purple or add these into efficiency modules. That's another thing that I need. Gotta make a few of those to send up. So what else do I need for this rocket? Because I need to get this. I want to get this going in the next like hour. I want to be able to. We probably won't be ready in the next hour because I've got to fix the steel as well. And apparently the concrete too. So you are not getting any of this. I want to change that. I don't like it. And I lost my car. Excuse me. And that is why I always try to pick up my car. Okay, so we'll just do some funkiness like that. Why would I have specified this? Would have been inequality. Oh, because I was trying to prevent. Okay. So having it rotate around like this, I only need the input priority. I don't even really need an output priority as long as I'm dodging this. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up trying to filter it to prevent this from accepting any iron. Depending on how fast that moved, I'm almost certain that I might have contaminated that line at some point, but whatever, it is what it is. Since we're here, I don't have any quality modules, but since we're here, we might as well. No, I need to get some more quality modules, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of the iron plate situation with, sorry, the steel situation. Where did all my quality go? Oh, it's still over here. Alright, I'm just gonna meet the bots over there. Or just beat them there. Oh my gosh, having slow bots. It's great, isn't it? Okay, well, it definitely looks like the quality of the stream is a bit better. I've got it up on my wife's computer, just put it up for 2K. Seems fine. That's good. Now that we're upgrading to red belts, I'm also going to have to increase the amount of smelters we have, because we're only making for yellow belts. So I kind of think like maybe what I'll do is I'll have all of the red belts active on the bus first, that'll kind of like create openings for the smelters to kind of like flush out their contents, I guess. And then sometime after that, when we kind of get irritated with it, we can then go ahead and kind of convert it and double or no, we're not going to triple it, but double up on that. Oh, and we're adding quality. Almost forgot the quality. Okay, hold on. But before we do that, I need to make sure that we can filter them out. So if I kind of do what I was gonna try to do earlier, we have only greater than normal quality go to the left. Then that should filter this into here. No, sorry. Let's say less than common. Also not a good idea. I want the quality to be filtered out into here once we get it. So this one is kind of blocking this one. So I feel like that's not going to work either. Okay, so I can't have quality continue on. So it definitely has to be filtered out. I don't want to do some weird like might have to. So if I did like this and had normal quality come through this way, and do the same thing here, except this would have to come down a little bit. Merge this in with these, so that would kind of just be like a reverse of what I just did. And now this is definitely normal quality. The other quality, but I mean, I kind of went. Okay, it's so unfortunate because I want normal quality to come through here too. Ah, whatever. OCD is forcing you to find what it is you're trying to do. And I can't remember where it was either. And I feel like I was doing it with the. I feel like it was one of the, yeah, it was either copper or iron. The live streams are all posted on YouTube, yeah. And it was like a week ago. It was maybe like last, I can't remember whenever I streamed. Okay, so I'm gonna put a quality filter. So these are gonna be a quality filter. So this is gonna 100% pull anything that is quality out. Ew, this is kind of gross, but so that's gonna filter out anything that's quality. And then I can just kind of like supplement it. So like, let's say, because now this is all normal quality. So I can just kind of do the same thing. Something like that. Now the quality coming in through here can't connect over here. That's just gonna, lost it, but it's in there. All right, that should be fine. Okay, so I mean, that'll work. So I'm filtering out the quality here. Only normal quality is allowed to continue. And then kind of add it into this line. It's ugly, but it works. Mute this channel, go find it. Sorry, no, no problem. It was like I felt like it was like because it was such a like an accidental like I didn't even mean to. It just happened, and I'm like, this isn't supposed to work like this. All right, so that's gonna be beef up the steel. Maybe not totally. Like there's still gonna be some gaps in here. That's okay. If I really wanted to, I would just kind of like double up on this. Probably don't need this much iron going to the starter base, so this is probably fine. I'd rather have the steel beefed up. We're gonna start running into a lot worse problems than this though. I do have another iron patch out of range of where I want my bots to go, so I'm not gonna have the bots do it. That might be one of those like uh, worst case scenarios. I'll kind of wait until after the stream and then deal with that. Okay, now I can put quality in all of this. Looks like I got them all. Yeah, okay. So that solves, so that fixes steel. That we have the starter base fixed, so science is continuing on, or whatever limited amount of science we have. Whew, tight squeeze. Yeah, so next up I need to, I don't really need that third rocket. I don't even know if I can support a third rocket. Yeah, probably. Wait, did I already pre-make one? I think I made one earlier. Nice. Excuse me. There we go. For those that didn't see the other day, I'm not making any quality rocket fuel. And there's just almost no reason to, so while it would be loads of fun to have quality rocket fuel, uh, I wouldn't be able to consume it, so I'm not too concerned at the moment. Okay, so this is the sad state of steel, and it should be beefing up, not a lot, just a little bit. Okay, that's not right. That's right. Wait, where's this coming from? Oh, it's just bunching up here. Okay. Whew. Um, so we still need, okay. Wait, I'm gonna hop out of the car. So I still need some chemical plants, which are easy because we have quite a bit of them. Why are you... How did you end up not having Roboport? Really? We have one we have one single quality thruster. Lovely. That's fine. That's all we need, right? Nice. Oh, I already have collectors up there. Okay, that's not a big deal. I don't really care enough to get the rare one up there, so these can go back. I need assembling machine. I need gun turrets, which are on me. I don't have any being made, so I'll just send those up. Oh, I need the land. Oh no, I have a landing pad. I stuck it over here. Right. We have crushers, so okay. I don't need to send the other ones up, so I'm fine with these being normal quality. The solar panels I have over on the far left side. Chemical plants are at the start over here. What do I have? I have 5 of those, so that'll be fine. And I don't have any of that on me. All right. A little bit of collection in. We are going to start prepping for what we need for Volcanus. Loading up on whatever, basically whatever quality supplies we can get our hands on. So part of the swap that I made the other day was I moved the accumulators and solar panels over here below my rocket fuel. Eight, I need what, 7, 6, 7? I'll eventually I want to bring one of some of that with me because we're gonna need some starting power on Volcanus, but for now I can just leave all that stuff there. Chemical plants down here. Whack. Oh my gosh. Well, I never claimed to be a good driver. What can I say? 2. 3. Oh, 1 for water. I only have 10 of those. What? I mean, there's a lot more than 10 there. 9, 11, 21. Yeah, the other day whenever I was fiddling around with the splitters, I totally like should have made a blueprint out of it, like whatever. It happens. That just means that maybe later on I'll actually like sit down and try to do some testing. Like, okay, or I'll go like Bloodlust. I'll go try to find like, okay, where did that clip go? Because that would be fantastic. So we're sending up, and I can just send. Nope, excuse me. Thank you. Solar panels. We also needed chemical plants. I need an assembling machine. Storage would be nice. Turrets, definitely. Okay, so we just need one of. Let's do this one. What's up? Thankfully I have my latency set down low, so should be a little bit more responsive when you guys say stuff. Oh, I don't need any of that. Where are we at? Here? One of those? Awesome. Wait a minute, didn't I have a thruster? Oh no, I didn't have any thrusters that were better quality yet. Those aren't engine units. And I was blaming this on the green circuits, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's get this one up there. That is kind of important. Do I want to send the thruster up now? Probably not. It's like huge storage. I don't even think I can stick that in there. Yeah. That is almost everything we need to take off. Well, sorry, to have a ship that is capable of taking off, let's say. Obviously, we're going to have to load this up. Maybe I should start that now. Let's... Found it. 31 minutes from the start. Okay, I'm going to check this out real quick. So 31 minutes from the stream from the 25th.
When you love your
mute, there we go. Ads, yay ads. Aren't they just like the best? Okay, so 31 minutes in 31 minutes. Okay, so I filtered greater than normal quality to the right. So that would have been filtering out the quality. Okay, so that's what I was doing, I was filtering out the quality. And I didn't think that the normal quality would continue on. Okay. Wow, you found that pretty fast, actually. Not gonna lie, that was like extremely fast. Why did you not... Did I not send an assembly machine up? Rip. Alright, so there's that one. I'm not going to use a normal assembly machine for this. I would prefer to have at least uncommon. That's the one there. I should have more. Oh, gun turrets. And I guess we'll just send it. Okay, so let's start thinking about what we want to take with us. Chemical plants. That's very important. We need to expand the bus. What do you do since it's circular? If you want to, okay, the best way to expand the bus is to go to Gleba first and get stack inserters. Not really. Expanding the bus, well, because we built it off of yellow belts, I've kind of got a lot of stuff set up for yellow belts. Upgrading to red would be a start, and then from there you would want to upgrade your furnaces. Upgrading to blue, like dealing with quality, I don't really want to deal with blue belts down here. I want to wait until we get to Volcanus because it's way easier to make belts on Volcanus. And we're just going to bypass blue. We're going to go straight from red to green. I'm of the opinion that the way my play style is generally once I start upgrading belts, I don't want to have to carry, like right now I have both yellow and red in my inventory. I don't want that. I want to carry like 1,000 belts of one color. I don't want to have to carry like 1,000 of whatever one that I'm mostly using, and then like a handful of the other ones just because, you know, oh, we only need 15 items per second in this build, so I'm only going to use yellow belts. No, no, no. I don't want to do that. I use the best belts that I have available to me, like at all times. I just really don't care to carry extras. But increasing your belt speed is probably the best way to upgrade your bus early on. Outside of that, yeah. To me, like, I never really had a situation. Okay, let me take that back. I had this same set of questions whenever I first started learning Factorio, because having a 4 wide bus like this is how I learned, and I very quickly realized that that would not really sustain everything that I wanted to do, which largely involved like modules. So once you get to the point, like you're pretty much fine with a four wide bus until you get to the point where you want to start like mass producing modules, and at that point you kind of realize, oh, like this is not even like half of what I want. So that's why in my other playthroughs I very regularly start with a 6 wide bus. I would prefer 8 wide with like at least blue belts, but being circular like this, for the purpose of like dealing with the quality, having this be 6 wide would be a nightmare because it would have taken up 2 Roboport grids, instead of the one, and that was kind of like my goal with this. Was I knew I was going to probably want to have only one Roboport grid worth of space, so I had to kind of pick and choose. Like I didn't, I did these 4 wide, but I was able to implement other items that I might normally not have had on the bus, like let's say gears and pipe, which is a very, I know the pipe is kind of an odd one, but it is what it is. I had the space. It was either pipe or um, possibly engine units. But as far as expanding, I so whenever I first started learning Factorio, the amount of times that I like tore a base down and like remade it from scratch, started over, like take blueprints of you take blueprints of your green circuits. So you tear this down, you should do some shifting, and then you just add the green circuits back in with a blueprint. That's a really crappy way of going about doing things. The let's say the better I got at Factorio, the more I decided I don't want to make anything that I feel like I might have to tear down later. So um going back to like how would we expand this? I probably don't want to ever expand on this. Like it's just not like we're like this isn't going to be our full production. I'm not really, other than the starter base down here, I'm not really doing much with science. I don't have any dedicated science builds on my bus. As you can see, we've got furnace and mining and all that stuff over here. I've got gears here, green circuits, my oil products, plastic, red circuits, sulfuric acid production. Here's the pipes. I have no science on this bus. After you unlock everything on the planets, would you want to clean? You want to clean everything? The machines are insane. So I did kind of set up with the idea that I might swap out machines, but I'm definitely not going to be like completely deleting everything to like expand on the bus. But like I'm trying to only produce things here that I kind of need to take with me to Volcanus. Once we get to Volcanus, like Volcanus is going to be the hard part because there's going to be lots of lava in the way. There's going to be cliffs in the way. I don't have the ability to make, we don't have any explosives being made here, which probably should have made an explosive build here to be able to ship with us or to have, explosives being transported back and forth. Not that we can't make explosives on Volcanus. Volcanus after platforms from Aquila is a breezy. Yeah, totally. Like once you get the ability to make the foundation, whatever they call it. Is it called platforms? Foundation. What is that thing? What is that thing called? Yeah, foundation. Yeah, once you get the ability to make those, I mean, they're expensive, but because they require landfill, and you have to get landfill to Aquila, which kind of sucks, but... Oh, not landfill, sorry, stone. Lots of stone. Unless you want to, like, ship out all the, I don't know, fluoroketone would be kind of a pain to get off Aquila. I mean, not really, I guess, but... Yeah, I mean, it's probably just easier to ship the stone. I mean, so yeah, Volcanus is going to be a pain early on. Carbon fiber and tungsten to Aquila. Well, you're kind of already sending a lot of that stuff anyways, because the way Aquila was set up, it's set up in a way that you kind of have to like mass import tungsten carbide, tungsten steel, carbon fiber. You have to bring in what else? Yeah, I mean you're importing stuff anyways, so okay, so we need more stuff. I think I have good quality chemical plants, so let's... Oh, right. I forgot about this. I forgot to limit the chemical plants, and I forgot to limit the oil refineries, so I have like an infinite supply of oil refineries at the moment. More than I will ever use in this game. Man, I can't wait until we get to recyclers. That's gonna be great. Yeah. About science, Gleba is the way or Volcanus? So the nice thing about Gleba is the things that are on Gleba are basically infinite. Like it's like once you get everything set up on Gleba and everything is kind of functioning as you want, it just works, right? Like you never have to worry about running out of materials for the most part. Unless you need stone. Stone is probably like stone is going to be the hard part on Gleba if you need stone for like purple science. Um, but like Volcanus is nice because I mean Volcanus kind of has unlimited resources too. The downside is the coal, which you need for plastic, which you need for red circuits, and red circuits you need for blue science. You need red circuits for you know blue circuits. So I mean they both have their advantages. Unlimited stone, unlimited iron and copper on Volcanus, but then Gleba has like unlimited other stuff. So you could maybe even argue that maybe you would do something like some sciences on Gleba because you're going to be shipping them out to novice at some point anyways, right? So maybe not everything on Volcanus. But I want to play around with having basically everything on Volcanus. But we'll see. Okay, so let's take a look at what we. Oh, oh, yeah, we definitely want to take the best quality of these that we can. Rocket capacity is 20, so if I take, say, 18 and 2, and take a whole 50 stack of the. I already grabbed those. I'm just gonna send them back down. Nope. Bots can bring that one in. Bots can bring this one in. We'd be fine with 10. No, let's just do 10. We've got limited space. I don't have anywhere making gun turrets either. And we're gonna go through a lot of gun turrets. I can just make some of that on Volcanus once we get there. Why are you saying that we don't have? Oh, it's just I don't have enough bots. No biggie. Ammo production is building. That's great. We have almost 200. We have 152. Inserters. It's so funny, like, seeing how, like, we've done everything in quality, so, I mean, for the most part, everything in quality so far. How are you monitoring belts of spaceship? I will show you real quick. So I have this inserter connected via a red wire to this belt segment, and then on that belt segment, I have checked read belt contents and hold all belts, so that you can see the gold lining on the outside of the belt. That's how you know you're tracking everything. And then with the inserter, I just tell it, okay, I'm looking for firearm ammo, firearm magazine, yellow ammo, and I am allowing this to continue to put yellow ammo on the belt until it has 200. So enable if yellow ammo is less than 200. That is how I'm tracking it. That's not the only thing that I tend to track. I track a lot of stuff on a spaceship. So as an example, I will often have something like this. Whoops. I'll have a section where I have this is connected, this is connected, this is connected. Hold, read belt contents, hold all belts, copy and paste. That way, just make it a little bit faster. And so since this is reading all the belt contents, I'll be like, okay, let's look at metallic asteroid chunks. We have 10, so I want to enable this inserter and pitch these off the side if metallic asteroid chunks are greater than, let's say 75. And then I can turn that back. And now once I have 75 or more, it'll start pitching all this. Oh, sorry, it'll pitch everything. I need to filter that. So I typically have something that looks like that too. Carbon chunk greater than, I will just do 75 for all of them. I'm pretty sure I can hold. Maybe not quite 75. Because if we're doing 200 here, so that's 200 ammo on the outside of the belt now. It'd be pretty tight at 75, so let's do 50 for this one. Yeah, and then I can do 75 for the... 75 for this one. And that'll give us the 200. You can put a hard cap on them, like putting filters on every grabber. So yeah, I know that like there's a lot of people that prefer to filter through the grabbers, through the asteroid collectors. I prefer to just collect everything that I can and toss anything that I don't want off the side. That's a personal preference. There's probably not that much of a difference between the two, I would say. You can filter at the front or not, whatever. It's probably, I would say maybe the less quality that you have for the asteroid collectors, the better it is to filter from the collector. Whereas, if we've only got, in this case, 2 arms grabbing, well then, if I need, ice and we're, moving and we have a lot more stuff going, I mean, I've never really felt that the way that I do it is hindering me, I guess. And it's more simple too. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just a personal preference. I also don't necessarily do this, but no, I think I did. I think I have some of my builds. I have the recycling crushers set up in a way that they are also pulling off the belt if I have too many of one, and then trying to recycle into the ones that I do need. But only if they're at a certain quantity. So, and that quantity is usually the crusher recycler is usually a quantity that is less than the ones that are pitching off the side. The downside with the pitching off the side is I have to know roughly how many my full belt can hold, my like sushi belt or whatever belt that these asteroid chunks are being contained on. I have to know roughly how many they can hold, which usually isn't that big of a deal. Like you can do, like I can fake delete this and see that I have 14. It's 8 items per segment, so 8 times 14 is gonna put me in the, whoops, what, like 90, close to 90. Sorry, not close to 90. 112. Inserters. Right. It doesn't really matter how much we think that we're going to bring with us. It's not going to be enough. Divide it with 2. Yeah, fair. That's true. Divide it by 2. Since we're only using half the side. Way better once you get to stack inserters, that's for sure. Okay, so we have a lot of space that we can fill. We need smelters. I know I don't have a lot of the green. We'll see how much I have. So I have 6 on me. 6 on me. Oh, and I have the pump jacks too, so let's send those up. We need those for the sulfuric acid. I need some smelters, not smelters, I need some miners. I don't really have any good quality in miners. I didn't set up something on the bus to be able to have miners, but we have a lot of miners, so I can just send up 100, that's fine. I have 301 in storage. We definitely want to send up some solar panels and some accumulators. I don't think I can get full quality amount. Yeah, I've got 50 accumulators and I've got 13 solar panels. So let's change it. We'll just do normal solar panels. Another thing that I didn't make was steam turbines. That is a terrible mix of differing qualities, quantity of the qualities that we would need. Wow. So we have a lot of gears in quality. Fair amount of gears in quality. Almost no quality in copper now, which is funny because 3 days ago we were like drowning in copper quality. You have a ship on my end. I have a ship on my end. In-game save that creates legendary coal and iron. Yeah, that is the casino method. They are nerfing the hell out of that in 2.1. Hopefully. I don't think they've specifically said how they're going to nerf it, but I think one thing that they suggested is that for the crushers, you just won't be able to put quality modules into them, so you can't have them upcycle into better asteroid quality or quality asteroids. I I also have one in I'm just gonna show you this real quick. Oh my gosh, how long ago was this? I need a what was that, 4.2? I didn't I don't know. I feel like it's like super cheaty. I didn't like really want to do it, but I did it. Okay, where is the save file? I need to try to like organize these if I can. I don't even know if you can. Some games have the ability to put like folders in your save files. Dang it, they're nerfing it. Yeah. There. So this is like one of the only things that like I don't often like once I got Space Age, I don't often like I didn't watch that much content for Space Age after it came out. I wanted to try to figure out everything on my own, but I heard about this method, so I did I think I did copy this from someone, or very similarly. Yeah, it was something like this. To get to the legendary asteroids. This is the only one that I ever made. I preferred not to show it off because I feel like it's so cheaty. And I was making like new player guides, right? Like I don't like I don't think it's fair to show off how to make this to new players if you're trying to teach them the proper ways of playing the game, right? Especially knowing that they're going to be nerfing it. Okay, so I definitely need more gun turrets. Biters are gonna not biters. Demolishers are gonna be a huge problem because my damage is extremely low because I don't have that much science on this planet. Normally I would have like so much more science, and I would have like full purple, full yellow. So we'd have all those upgrades, and then basically as high as I could get. Where is yeah? Anyways, you get the idea. I would have had quite a bit of the physical damage. I might try the poison capsule method. I've never really used poison capsules before, but that's a potential option too. Can I even make them yet? I don't even know. I've never touched them. So that's another option. I could, you know, a decent method is to lure. So you put like some gun turrets down. You lure the demolisher into the area with the gun turrets. You try to like lure it towards you, and then as it like circles back around to get to your gun turrets, you drop some poison capsules, and it just kind of like loops within itself, like a nuclear piercing around a tank shell. That's actually what I really wanted to do in my last guide. I had it all set up. I had it all ready to go, and I just never did it. Um, I kind of can't really do that right now. Like I do have the ability to make nuclear. I haven't started mining any of it, so this is the closest nuclear or uranium ore that I have. I haven't started mining any of it. I tapped it using yeah, you can see this gap right here. I ended up putting an assembler here ish to just tap the sulfuric acid so that I could put it in a steel whatchamacallit, steel barrel. And then I took it over there, used some solar panels, and just kind of tapped it just to unlock the ability to have nuclear, but I haven't set any of that up yet. Part of that is because, again, like I wanted to have like a large focus on quality. Um, oh, no. Okay, I needed to unlock it because I wanted the steam turbines for Volcanus because that's, overpowered way of having power on Volcanus, which we're probably going to struggle with when we get there. Kind of is what it is. Okay, so I still have a lot of room. What are we missing? I mean, other than steam turbines, I can bring some pipes because that's going to be kind of important. Pipes, pumps. I don't have any offshore pumps being made, but I can just squeeze some of those out. I hate trying to find these things in my inventory. I don't have any in my inventory because it is somewhere in the network. I have 50 rare pumps. Wait. Abort. That's awesome. Nuclear ammo is not your style. What else did you say? I did it on my. I did it in my play through it is easiest way. So I think I played with killing demolishers with nuclear tank ammo. I just never actually implemented it in my playthrough for YouTube. And honestly, I think like the playthrough that I had, the new player guide that I made my last playthrough, I think that might have been the first time that I even used uranium ammo. I just kind of wanted to like have different options for people, just to kind of like show off like what all you could possibly do. And I tried to touch base on so many different things that there were a lot of things that just got overlooked. Someone else had mentioned like cluster grenades, like killing biter nests with cluster grenades, and that would have been a lot of fun, but I never got around to it. Killing demolishers with poison capsules, something else I didn't really get around to. I did have like I can even show you like um from my new player guide. I think I had a ship set up. When was Volcanus? Volcanus was in the teens. Let's go. That's Fulgora. Okay, so this is still in Volcanus. So look at this. I'm pretty sure I had a ship completely set up. Science. Look it right there. I actually had a ship basically ready to have a tank and uranium ammo sent to Volcanus, and I just never got around to doing it. When I got railgun, flew over the lava to kill the demolishers. Oh man, it's so nice killing a demolisher with a railgun, especially once you get them like lined up. You're just like, that's all it takes, really. Right, pipes. I need to make some uh, offshore pumps. That would have been a nice thing to try to use quality for. Are we actually using our quality gears, like, finally? It's gotta be these inserters. No, it's not the inserters. Maybe. Okay, so that's basically... Oh, power poles. Oof. Jeez. We'll take uncommon with us. And maybe some common, too. Just in case. I mean, we're gonna need the extra substations, right? Another good rule of thumb is to bring some, like, circuits with you, like red circuits, green circuits, blue circuits. I generally prefer to bring the materials to make a rocket silo and the materials to be able to launch a rocket with me. That way, if like worst comes to worst, I can always just leave. I don't have steam turbines. I I'll probably end up like that's gonna be one of the first things that I try to make on Volcanus. I might try to make some now because like I'll have to handcraft them, which is unfortunate because I don't really want to spare any more space around my bus. I only have this little bit of space to work with before I kind of have to decide whether or not I want to tear down the starter base again, and I would kind of rather not. I'd kind of rather not. Yeah, let's go clean that out real quick. I love this game. There's like so much to think about. And it doesn't matter how many times you've done something, you're gonna forget something down the line. Oh, no, 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 no. Here we go. What am I missing now? Blue. Uh-oh. Is this an oil problem? I bet this is an oil problem. It is not an oil problem. What are we... Why is my... What? Did I accidentally get some quality in there? That's bad. Oh, that's real bad. Yes, I do love this game. I'm just trying to figure out how did I get... Oh, there's like this small... Oh my gosh. Yay, quality. Okay. Yeah, that was obviously a complete fluke and accident. If I hadn't added those extra splitters... Man. Wait. All right, well. I don't need to compress these any more than this. This is fine. And this can definitely not transfer. All right, so now we're gonna have to filter out the quality that we did not want to have in the first place in our starter base. Use some trains. Whack. Sorry, bot. All right, so um, I'll start to filter out some of the quality. I should probably put another filter on before. It's great, right? Like you think everything is going as planned. Okay, here's something. Oh, how do I want to manage this? Hold on. Okay, here's we're gonna do it back here. And just as a secondary measure, I'm just gonna, in case I ever do it again, let's just filter out quality here. Uh, right, greater than normal. left greater than normal. Um, yeah, just, like you think everything's going as planned. You're like, nailed it, got it. Yes, we're gaming, we're doing amazing. And then you have something like that happen, and it's like, ugh. Okay, there. A little bit more of a filter. Wow. We're gonna need another. Well, I mean, okay, these can. Oh no, it's worse in the steel. So this is the kind of the same thing that we were going over 2 days ago. This would normally stack up to 100, but because the quality, like this is kind of like there is a quality item stuck behind these 19 plates. So once the 19 plates left, there would be one quality left over behind it, which you'll see pop up here. Oh, it just went through. And that is why I have to filter all of my steel up here. I have all the inserters filtered. Only takes a few wrong items to mess up the base. Well, it takes a few wrong quality items or contaminated, but I mean, quality is basically contamination anyways, so yeah. A couple wrong items and yeah, you're in for it. But hey, that's why I wanted to do a quality playthrough, right? Is because this is the problem that you're gonna have when you just indiscriminately put quality in everything, which most players probably did early on in Space Age, and then figured out their mistake as they start looking at their belts and going, why am I not producing as much of this? Like, I should have lots of green circuits. Why don't I have any? Oh, it's because half of them aren't making anything because they've been blocked by quality. Right. Now I get it. But I wonder I also like wonder if this is something that they're going to address in 2.1. Like the only post that we have uh let me not do that. So the only post that we have at the moment is this, the announcement for the Nintendo Switch 2. So I don't know if you guys saw this the other day. This is just talking about how, yay, we can have the DLC on Switch 2. But the best part about this Factorio Friday Facts was the end. Oops. Um, this part here. So now after our summer quote unquote brain jams, we started to work properly on 2.1. We don't want to promise too much as always. We're trying to keep the scope not too big and not too small. We really want to make sure Factorio, some of this is, okay. We really want to make sure Factorio will be in a good place for long-term support, and 2.1 might be the last chance for us to make some bigger breaking changes. So this is a quite, that says a lot, really. And, you know, bigger slash breaking changes. That's the asteroid casino change. That's maybe an LDS change whenever it comes to making LDS in the foundry. And man, I would hope quality, like some kind of change to quality, because in my opinion, the way quality maybe should have worked from the start is any machine can take any of those qualities, but I also understand why they didn't do this. I would hope that any machine can take any kind of quality, but depending on the type of quality that it brought in, it would have an X% chance, maybe based off of, like, that's where it gets tough, right? Because you can't just say, oh, if you have a quality blue item, it's going to increase your chance by X%. Because then, okay, well, what happens when you have to make like a rocket silo and you have 2,500 items that go into making this thing? You can't just say one item increases X% chance. It has to be like, but then is it fair to say that, you need 100 pipes? Does having blue increase your chance of quality? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, I get why they did quality the way they did, but it's so weird and awkward to have effectively five different items of the same item and it like clog everything. I don't know. Whatever. I just kind of hope that they maybe address that. See if they can like come up with just anything. Anything could be better than what they have, but maybe. I mean, and I might be completely wrong, and I'm fine with that. Ugh. Use percentage of the recipe is easy, but then the downside is like, is it fair to and again, like I kind of pretty much agree with you, right? I feel like it should be almost like a pressure system. Like, the better quality you have, the more likely you are to have better quality. But the downside of that is, and you have to use a rocket silo for basically thinking about this, because like I said, it's 2,500 items. So is that of the 1,000 steel, you would have to then weigh, is it really worth putting? I mean, I got flamed the other day for making quality rocket silos. I don't have them on this save, but it's kind of funny. Um, but you have to kind of weigh, okay, is 1,000 rare quality or epic or legendary quality steel worth this one item versus if I wanted to make some quality big electric power poles? Having one steel go into this big electric power pole is 20% of the steel that it needs. Going into the rocket silo, it's 0.1% of what it needs. So it's like, popped into here to say thank you for Factorio 2.0 new player guide, no DLC playlist. Hey, that's what kind of started my YouTube journey. Currently on episode 34 out of 42. So helpful for me as a beginner player. You deserve 100 times subs you have. I appreciate it. The way that I ended up getting started was I was watching a stream for, we'll say, a bigger content creator. I mean, and I'll be honest, they're a better player than me. I don't have any, I don't deny that. My biggest, I would say, maybe the things that I'm really good at is maybe, for the most part, keeping things clean and organized. I suck at combinators, though. I'll be straight up and honest with you. I can do a couple of things here and there, but trains are probably the best thing that I do with combinators. um, but yeah, I was watching a stream and I asked them, I'm like, hey, do you think you would ever update your guide for new players? And they were like, nope, it's good enough. And I disagreed. So I was like, all right, I'll make a no DLC guide. Well, okay, I take that back. I was kind of gonna do both. And the initial idea was that I would do a playthrough with no DLC, play the same seed, use the same builds, and do one with the DLC. But then I was like, well, that's not gonna work. And then I played with a bunch of different ideas, but yes, I'm glad you appreciate it, because a lot of work has definitely gone into those YouTube videos, both the DLC and the ones that came after. So I'm and I love seeing that it's helping new players. That's fantastic. Even if I have completely changed my style and the way that I do things now, like, you can kind of see that these builds are very different from the ones that I had in the no DLC guide. I mean, for the most part, like some things might look similar, but LDS hack comes after a ton of research. Yeah, well, I mean, not really. Okay, I mean, yeah, okay, it is because you still need legendary because you have to be able to get legendary coal or legendary plastic. So, but it is still kind of a little cheaty, like just being able to spit, you know, put plastic into something and then get legendary steel and legendary copper out of it. But yeah, it is tied behind Aquilo. So I mean, but so is the asteroid casino. So I mean, yeah, okay, but you can start the asteroid casino early. You don't have to have legendary. You can still start it at like rare. So I mean, I don't know. There's my biggest thing whenever it comes to the asteroid casino and a lot of that stuff, and this is going to be kind of counter to what I actually think because you could argue the same thing whenever it comes to upcycling. The asteroid casino is the thing that I just kind of showed off earlier. You collect asteroids. Let us keep the casino, but then what? Get rid of the LDS shuffle. So the asteroid casino is when you collect asteroids in space. You have like a maybe a mobile or a non-mobile space platform. You collect asteroids and you put quality modules into the recyclers, and then you give them the recipe that allows you to uh, potentially convert one item into some of the other ones. So this brings in a metallic asteroid chunk and it spits out 80% of the time a chunk. So you put quality in this, and then over time, you start getting uncommon quality asteroids, and then you flip all those asteroids down into the rare section. All the Then you start making the rare ones, then you start making the epic ones, and then the legendary ones. Here, let me go back to my other save if I can find it real quick, and I'll just show it again. Where was this? Was this somewhere in? I already lost it. Like I literally just went there earlier, and now I'm like, all right, where's my point to save? Nope, too far. So this is the asteroid casino. So you're bringing in normal asteroids, these things with quality modules. Yeah, that one. Uh, Turns the asteroids into better quality. Then you filter them like this, so that okay, obviously it's clogged, but whatever. I haven't played the save in. It's been well over 8 months, 9 months since I dabbled with all this. And then you end up with epic, and you end up with the legendary asteroids. And then with the legendary asteroids, you break them down into legendary iron ore, legendary carbon, which you use to make legendary coal, and that's literally the basis for all of this stuff. So this legendary coal here gets sent down to Volcanus, and with Volcanus, here you can kind of see that I'm requesting in coal and legendary iron ore. The iron ore I just smelted straight into legendary, so it's just a free iron ore. And then over here, if I can find it, I am converting coal into plastic. So from the legendary coal that I'm getting for free from space, you create plastic, and then with the plastic, you only need one legendary, or you only need the plastic to be legendary to make LDS. But the LDS, when it's recycled, breaks down into legendary copper, legendary steel, and legendary plastic. With enough productivity, which is why this is here, with enough productivity, um, do I have 300%? Yeah, 300% productivity. All the all the plastic that you put in is all the plastic that you need for LDS. So you literally just get free copper and free steel out of the deal. You filter it and collect as much as you want. You end up like scrapping whatever you don't want. Yeah, it's a very very cheaty. Like uh, this whole like bot mall section that I have over here is almost purely because of just those. So it's very cheaty. I did it because I wanted to see what it was like to have all these legendaries, but it kind of kills the fun for me, so I don't like doing it. Yeah. I pretty much didn't have anything quality at all before this. I literally just started making like literally just straight from normal to legendary, and that was it. But again, it's kind of tied behind Aquilo, right? So you have to research 50,000 of all science, yeah. Okay, I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. I'm gonna take a quick little break, and I will be back in 5 minutes. And then we should be a little bit closer to launching a rocket. I gotta make some of these. I'm not too concerned about the inserters or these, but we still have some room, so I can bring, decent amount of stuff with us. Oh, I can look at these should in theory all be normal quality. Yeah, I can probably just handcraft a bunch of steam turbines or toss them in a machine, whatever. Have a kick-ass machine able to change saves that fast. I wouldn't call that fast. Um, it takes a decent amount of time to load it first, but I mean that was probably the worst save that I have, to be honest. I mean it's a decent machine. My computer's about a year old. I usually get like a pretty beefy computer. The only thing that I didn't get that was kind of maybe top of the line, like I got the a little bit lower CPU, but I always aim to build a computer that lasts me at least 4 years with like no FPS loss at all, if possible. The last one that I have, which is actually my wife's computer now, that computer I got right at the beginning of COVID, so 2020, and it had some ups and downs. The downside was the cooling. I I saw this like not Linux, oh, the tech people, the tech YouTubers, Linux Tech something, I don't know. And they were showing how like this air cooling fan was actually like pretty good, and I decided to get it in my computer, and no, liquid cooling all the way. I did liquid cooling before. I've done liquid cooling after. I should have done it for that PC, but it started overheating after like 4 years, 3 years, and trying to play Cyberpunk. And I was like, no, I need a new computer, and it's gonna have liquid cooling, and it's gonna have a lot better stuff in it. Anyways, I'll be back. I'm gonna go for a quick break. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Just a quick little pee break, grab some water. Anyways, I'll be back shortly. Okay. So we still have a lot of space to bring stuff with us. I'll probably just end up taking some like um it would be nice to be able to make a rocket when we get there. So I always try to have that as like a backup. What do we need for a rocket? We need 1,000 concrete. Yeah, we're gonna do that. A lot of the stuff that I kind of need, we can probably make when we get there. Like even the steam turbines. Like I can make some steam turbines once we get there. Unlock the foundry and kind of go from there. So let's just we need 1,000 concrete. We need 1,000 steel. The steel is going to be the hard part. We need 200 blue circuits. We need 200 these and 100 pipes, which we already have. Let's up the pipes. And then we also need 50 blue circuits, 50 LDS, and 50 rocket fuel. I don't have any collection for rocket fuel. 60, sure, why not? I don't have collection for LDS either, so I already have some stuff being collected over here, so might as well just go ahead and start collecting more of what we need. What else do we want? Rocket fuel. I also need a cargo landing pad. I think this was... Hey, I already have one. Awesome. So I can manually send that up. Alright, so we're starting to get... we will end up being a little bit tight on space now because that is one whole row to concrete, one whole row to steel. The other components will take up... So we're almost at three full lines to be able to get this stuff. We're going to send that one up too. And I'll give this one automatic requests now. We're going to end up with more steel. That's fine. Since the rocket capacity is 400. Oh, what was it for this one? It's 400 for this one too. You know what? We're just gonna manually, so we're gonna tell it to do a custom load of 200. Same with this one. This one's 300. Yeah, 300 is fine. I could have done manual 200 for this one, but then you kind of risk like instead of sending 3 rockets up, it'll send 5 rockets up. Rocket capacity of 100, so we can change this to 60. Okay. We'll just do that with all of them. And then we will see what kind of space we're working with to go to Volcanus. There's not much that I really care to try to do here. Green circuits are low. The reason why is because of the stuff that we're making, so it's probably full over here. Kind of close. Sorry, that's red circuits. There we go. Right, and it's all kind of diminished because of the lack of red belts that we have everywhere, so I can continue that as well. Just doing little sections at a time. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there that, I mean, obviously being able to afford good computer parts is, you know, it depends on where you live and what kind of access you have to stuff. I have always tried to prefer, like, I always save up. Like, I'll save up a decent amount of money to make sure that I can get a really good, beefy computer every, I'll say 4 years. Pretty much every 4 years. I played a lot of World of Warcraft for a bit, and anytime I started lagging, like, at all in WoW, it was like, all right, first you cut out some of the settings, then you cut out some of the mods, and once you get like down to kind of close to bare minimum, then it's kind of like, all right, we need a new computer. Uh, I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunate, but my wife doesn't really care to have a really good beefy computer, so she gets she will just take whatever old computer that I have because she doesn't play. Like lately, she's been playing a lot of Grow a Garden in Roblox. She's also been playing Power Wash Simulator. So she's playing Power Wash Simulator 2 at the moment. Well, not right now because she's not here, but um, she's been playing that for a few days because it came out like, what, I don't know, sometime last week or something. I I mean, and I keep telling her, I'm like, I have a power washer, I have a pressure washer. If you want me to go do that thing, get that thing ready, you can pressure wash the driveway if you want. Nah. Do I want to dabble with nuclear? So I don't have sulfuric acid over here. I've got it all the way to here, the blue circuits. I would need a pump to be able to get it farther. Because we're making it here. Pipeline extent is 220 out of 320. I would need a couple of pipes to be able to get that sulfuric acid out to here. I also have oil up here. I could always just kind of make sulfur on site, kind of. So I have a lot of oil. That's another thing that I need to. I should probably do that before we go. Tap this oil over here and connect these pipes to it. But I also have oil over here. I've got oil here. I've got another 2 over in this area. All that copper configuring, and I probably could have just tapped this guy and dragged it over. Not a big deal. Iron is where we're gonna hit like a really struggle. We're gonna struggle with a lot. Because the amount that I'm mining is nowhere near enough to actually fill these red belts. Um, which is probably okay. Like I said, I kind of want some of these lines to drain anyways. If I had to guess, I would say that... No, it's actually not that bad. Steel probably would have been a lot worse. I mean, not really. What was I thinking? Wow, so much more. It's so funny how this could just completely flip-flopped. We were like we were drowning in quality copper and now we're drowning in quality iron. I would still definitely say though that this has been going a lot better than I expected. I thought that we would probably have like more of a quality imbalance, but at the moment it seems like it's mostly like this is still manageable, right? Like I mean, there's still a fair mix of normal quality iron plates in there. The hard part is just you know, getting some quality out of these guys. Oh man, you have no idea how irritating it was because I mean, I'm not necessarily the type that like I don't have to have things perfectly ratioed all the time, but we all know what the perfect ratio for green circuits is. So having to do this like a direct insert single single copper wire into a single green circuit was a little frustrating. Not that it was not even frustrating, it was just kind of like I kept trying to think of ways of like, can I squeeze this in here with the proper green circuit build? And ultimately, I kept just coming back to, I should just do a direct insert. It is what it is. Okay, so that's all the concrete. I still need smel. Oh no, I have smelters. I still feel like I'm like missing something crucial. I need some. Nah. Either way, it's still kind of just a waiting game. But hey, we're gonna take off for Volcana soon, so get to play around with that kind of stuff, right? Oh, the offshore pumps. Uh, Definitely don't want to forget to make those. Uh-oh. Hey. No, 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 no. Whatever. Okay, that was weird, but whatever. I guess it works. Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, that makes sense that change that I made earlier. It was only going to be able to come in on this belt, which is obviously reflected here. My contaminated quality. And thankfully it was only the iron. I'm not too concerned with these. I mean I am, but whatever. Well, at least I accomplished my goal of uh, attempting to balance. I won't say like perfecting the balance, but oh right, okay. Why do I have iron ore in here? I forgot that I was using this to kind of like create some of the materials that we need. I've never actually done that before. I've never actually used this as like the storage. Like I've always had it on the belt. But I think having the ability to have 200 ammo on this belt is going to be pretty big. I don't think that I'll do this in the future though. I think maybe the future ships that I make will probably look a lot closer to the ones that I've had in my guides, which I have blueprints for somewhere here. My nice like rectangles. It's so funny seeing like again, I haven't seen that much space age stuff, but I have occasionally seen designs where people try to actually make it look like a ship, and it's like I care about things looking nice, but I'm like, do I really care that much? No, I kind of don't. I prefer practical over visuals. This can go back down. What did I just hit? Nope. So these can all go back down because I'm pretty sure I won't need the replacement parts. That'll give us a little bit of extra storage. Why did I have speed models? Oh, I know why I had speed models. I was trying to beef up. So before I started the stream, I was trying to beef up the science that I had going, and blue science was my biggest limiter. So I made 14 for these and 14 for those, and I just never added them in. Low quality. Alright, I think that's it for the quality. I mean, okay, there's some stuffed up in here somewhere. Can we mix match science? What do you mean? The quality? Yes. Yes, you can. Because the way it works is, so on this end, it would just, like if you had rare quality blue science, chemical science, it would just deplete this slower. So yes, you can mix them up. Now, whenever I first started dabbling with quality in science, I honestly don't know what I did. I think it was because of how bad maybe my setup was. But I initially thought that you couldn't mix them. I thought you had to match quality with quality, but you don't. I did a little bit of testing with it. I mean, you only need a little bit of testing with it, just enough to kind of see, like, oh, okay. It just increases the amount of time that it takes. So, for instance, the speed at which this is no. The speed at which this is depleting would just be slower if it was quality. Now I'm like worried. Now I'm like worried that I have quality shoved somewhere in here because that was what was stopping us here. There's probably more buried in there. And I don't really have the space. I mean, I could put a filter here. Oh, there's more. Let's just do this. We can at least try to collect anything else that might be stuffed in there. Yep, look, there's two more right there. I mean, because there's quality, like I said, there's quality behind each one of these. The 98, there's one or two quality stuff in there, so it is what it is. Mistakes happen. Alright, how close are we to being able to take off? Looks like that's everything fulfilled. We still have nine slots that we can kind of stuff with it. Quality is like spoilage, totally. The way I kind of think of quality, I don't necessarily think of it like spoilage. I mean, it's the same. It's the same deal, right? Because technically, the way the game kind of looks at it is there goes a green quality copper plate. It's technically a different item. The game treats it like a completely different item. So that's how I think of it is, this isn't the same item with three different qualities. This is three separate items, is the way that I look at all of this. It's a sushi belt. Man, I need to do something with that. Now we're having the complete opposite problem. Look at all that quality we have, and that's all thanks to upgrading to red belts. That is so much quality. Yeah, so the other day, I kind of thought that I would be recycling normal quality iron plates to try to convert them up into quality. I guess the tables have turned, and now we're going to be doing that with the copper. They should increase rocket capacity. Maybe. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Increase the rocket capacity with upgrades. So like if you had legendary rocket silo. Okay. No, I mean I understand why they wouldn't do that though. Maybe if it was like, okay, so what if they did something like this? So if a rocket capacity is 100, maybe the uncommon green quality would have like double, so similar to how the asteroid collector works. This thing. So you get one arm with normal quality, you get two arms with uncommon, you get six arms with legendary. So maybe they could do like a modifier. Like if you had uncommon rocket silo, you would get double. That's the first time I've been attacked up there. I have ammo, I have turrets. Whack. Oh, cliffs? Alright. I'm sorry. Bots. Bye. They are coming for me, yeah. It's because I have biter expansion turned on. Oh, wait. My pollution is probably spreading pretty close. Okay, never mind. Man, these walls that I set up, that was a good range, I guess. That like perfectly encompasses my pollution cloud. It's but it these attacks are largely from the attempts at expansion, not so much from them coming to attack me. And for some reason, this is the first time they've tried expanding down this way. But that's okay. We will beef these corners up. You can probably if I really thought about this, so typically when the biters try to expand, they try to expand towards your base, right? So they're aiming to get here, which is probably why this section here was attacked. Because if they were coming around here, they would probably come over. That's kind of out there. But anything coming from this area is going to try to wrap down through here. So that explains this being beefed up. This was the only choke point here, which was the first area that I ever had attacked from expansion. So there's maybe some other things that I could have done. I know there's ways of kind of preventing the attempted expansion based on what you have built in certain chunks. So I know that that's something too, but I just didn't really care to look into that too much. Be careful if you destroy yeah, if I destroy the pipes. That's one of the biggest things that I've been concerned with when driving around. And I got really close earlier. I'm sure that's what you were referring to. Yeah, because if I hit one of those pipes, then it's kind of like, all right, now I've got to start fending them off. I mean, with bots, it probably wouldn't be that bad. Okay, is there anything else that I want to take with me? I feel like I'm forgetting something major, and it's not power. I probably should bring some more solar panels with me though. Um, this is also going to be the first time in a long time that I've left the planet without having at least a tank behind to be able to take on biters if they try to expand. I don't know. I think we're ready. I mean, I would like to bring some more, like, sorry, fill this space with something. But I'm also like not too concerned. Oh, someone the other day had suggested refined concrete. That's gonna be kind of difficult because we would need sticks, we would need steel, so I'd probably have to make this into a build a little bit. I mean, I'm probably gonna be on for another, I don't even know how long. Maybe until I get so tired that I'm gonna drop. but I would at least like to get to Volcanus first. So I'm gonna send up some turrets. Combinators. I should probably bring some combinators with me too. That's what I said 2 days ago. No, we're gonna go to we're going to Volcanus. I'm ready for it. Like we're basically there. All right, let's get rid of our. Oh my gosh! I just realized what I didn't bring. I don't have any logistics. I have 44 belts. See, I knew I was forgetting something like absolutely crucial. Alright, so we're gonna fill the rest of this with uh probably just belts. Jeez. Rocket capacity is 100, so basically whatever room we have left is gonna be filled with red belts. Whew. Yeah, I can hand make some of this stuff later too, right? Alright, let's get rid of our inventory. Underground belts too. I probably won't need that many. I've got 44 on the ship. It'll be more important to have the actual belts. I can work around like mining, for instance, where I might use heavy belts. I'm not too concerned with the splitters. I mean, I could probably just, yeah, maybe I'll just bring 50 splitters. So let's change that from 1,000 to, I don't know, 700. Bots. Oh my gosh, bots, roboports. Man, this ship is small. Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm just gonna plan on sending the ship back. Like we know it can make the trip. It just needs 200 ammo, right? So we'll get there. I'll have a couple things going, and I'll just plan on having it come back ASAP. I know. I love this game. Don't forget that. What else can I do to help the bots out? Oh, they're dragging that all the way over there. That's fine. No grenades over here. Oh, it's so funny seeing stuff like this, quality concrete. So another interesting thing is, I'll just use this as an example. So this is rare quality stone brick. When you place the stone brick, it's just stone brick, and then when you bring it back, it's just stone brick. So you can actually reduce the quality of anything that you can place on the ground, which is pretty wild. Sorry, as like a floor. So stone brick, concrete, reinforced concrete. Soundtrack of Volcanus sounds like Star Wars soundtrack. I Volcanus is the soundtrack that I like the least. Gleba has grown on me a lot. I really enjoy Gleba's soundtrack. Why are you guys... Alright, fine, I'll get closer. Bro, really? You guys are taking those all the way over there? And I don't have my car on me. I mean, it's in my trash slot. Whatever. You know what? I'm just gonna dump it. These slow bots are gonna take way too long. So I'm gonna avoid trashing unrequested, and yeah, we're just gonna toss it. See ya. Right, I'm definitely gonna need to make room for bots. Mm, If I don't need the steel. I know that I have. I'll just drop one steel. Gotta love seeing that, right? Now, if only, now if only the power poles took gears. Really? Looking forward to seeing your struggle on volcanoes without roboports? Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Well, to be honest, like, I didn't really have that. Like, here on Novice, I had all of this completed, and I had all of this completed before I got to roboports. I didn't start using roboports until, because I started working this way. And I didn't have roboports really active until somewhere over in here. Either around the engine units or the start of the bus here. Sorry, the mall. So it might not be that bad. But I'm only bringing like 50 with me, so if any of them die from like fire, then that's gonna be a bad thing. Oh, no repair packs. Oh my gosh. This is so this is this is why the last time I made a ship, I made this like absolutely massive ship to be able to go to Volcanus with. All right, hold on 1 second. I just need to go check on my kids real quick. They're fine. Okay, well, little dinky ship. Hardly any supplies. We need these bots. I want to kind of set this up to be able to do this in an automatic way. So I'm going to, can I do it without a combinator? Probably. So let's daisy chain this into here. So I want to not leave, not cargo. I need a circuit condition. Where is ammo? So I don't want to leave until ammo is greater than 200. Let's say greater than... So we'll have a condition that we will have ammo greater than 200, or sorry, 195. That way I can kind of set this up and just kind of forget about it. Just let it do its thing. I'll change the groups around though, because we don't want to have all that extra quality stuff. I just need some, I need some materials to come in. I guess I can probably get some red circuits in too. That's gonna need power. Your ship has tons of storage. So this is the smallest ship I've ever made, and it's not even close. Or sorry, for a starting ship. Normally I have a lot more storage. Because the ship that I started with last time was this one. I mean, look at all this storage. I had nuclear power. I had lots of fuel, lots of smelting over here. Regulated everything with the decider combinator. I don't even have like liquid storage on this thing. Okay, bots are here. Let's take off. I want to set the condition for this one too. I think that's probably fine, because the ammo is the only thing that we really have a build up on. The liquids are just going to happen as we're going, for the most part. You've seen my starting ship. It is small, but have a ton of storage. Have I seen your starting ship? Oh, yes, yes, yeah. Okay, no, no, no. I did see it. Yeah, no, I remember that one. I remember which one you're talking about. Yeah, it was. I guess it did have, because you had what, like four storage containers on it, and it was still pretty small. Right. We know we can make the trip. We will end up running out of fuel a little bit, right? It's gonna balance out. Hover around 50%, that's fine. As long as we're not gonna die to any asteroids. Damage on the asteroids is fine. We had a little bit of a buffer here with the ammo, so we still have 200. So the buffer is gone. We're halfway. Sorry, now we're halfway. But obviously we have picked up a little bit of speed after the halfway mark, which should help with the fuel. Fuel is still bouncing around 50%. Ammo is down to 14. Uh-oh. I mean, we're basically there. I jacked up the asteroid, the spawn rate, so now you had to have 1,000 ammo storage buffer? Wow. That's insane. Yeah, no thanks. So we like, just barely made it. This is a problem. We're gonna get hit right here. But we made it all the way here, and now I'm gonna get hit by an asteroid. Oh, come on, man. Oh, what? That didn't even hurt. That like barely tickled, but I don't have any repair kits. Bro. What? Alright, buddy. Let's go. You can do it. You guys. Spit it out. Let's go. I just want to know that you can survive up here, because I don't want to get stranded. So now... Man, that lack of physical damage is really starting to feel it now. What is missing storage? What? Whatever. One ammo. Let's go. Should have had 3 smelters making iron ore. Okay, This is, if we can't sit here, this is gonna be bad. Oh, I mean, I guess they're filling up to 10 first. All right. One magazine will get through, well, as we have seen, one magazine will get through about half of an asteroid, half of a medium asteroid. Here they come in from the sides. That one's gonna land too. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, 3 smelters are good, but the ratio is 6 to 1. Yeah, that's why I had 6 to 1 on my other ship. Oh wow. Okay, well the turrets are very slowly getting ammo, so I'm pretty sure that we can touch down and we're good to go. All right, let's drop to the planet. And first things first, we need the cargo landing pad. If your ship gets destroyed, you'll be stranded on Vulcanus. I know, that's what I'm afraid of. I mean, not like leaving me in the ship was actually going to change that, but... And the ammo is just... It's really not keeping up with the asteroids that are just kind of slowly pulling in. And I can't take off without ammo. Alright, 1 second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Oh, geez, this is not looking good. Okay, so if I wanted to try to manually... Here, let's do this. That's not enough room. I bet you can't daisy chain these things. Is there anywhere else that I can squeeze this in? But you like in storage and walls? Yeah. Well, I prefer not to use walls. I think walls are kind of a cop out. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that walls would do is just absorb the damage here. That doesn't solve the problem. I need to... this is too many. I don't want to take away too many of these. So if I shift all of this over by one... excuse me. But are you not... Why are you not... Oh, I don't have any space. Alright, so let's send some of this down. I just need it to be, like, positive, right? I need it to just, like, slightly increase. And that possibly could have been the tipping point, although now I have a lot less power. How's power? Power's fine. We're in Volcanus, or we're in space in Volcanus, so we're fine. Oh, did I place that? I did, okay. Whew. Alright, so that's everything that'll at least get me back. It looks like this is... It is positive, so now we're heading in the right direction. Okay, thank goodness. Okay. We have at least touched down on Volcanus. I know that, one, my ship can make it back eventually, right? Like, I'll be collecting enough ammo, albeit very, very slowly, to be able to make the return trip. We are actually now making more ammo than we're using, which is good. That's a good sign. What am I gonna change about this? I don't think that I am going to change anything. I could add this out here because, you know, we would just need the space platforms when we got back, so that's not a big deal. We definitely need some repair kits. So once we send this thing back, we will definitely be getting more of that, that's for sure. Okay, I am going to take off from here. I need to go to bed. So, I'm hoping that I'll be able to stream tomorrow. It kind of depends. My schedule might be a little iffy. I probably won't be streaming Monday because I have a bunch of stuff that I need to do on Monday. But this week should be a good week for me to stream a lot, assuming that I can get everything done Monday that I need to get done. And yeah, at least At least we finally touched down on Volcanus, right? This has been, you know, for the stream at least, probably a week. A week that I've been saying that we're gonna make it and haven't made it. Small sulfuric acid up here. I know because I looked that there is some more sulfuric acid up here somewhere. I don't know where the calcite is, but we'll take a look at that hopefully tomorrow. Like I said, hopefully I'll be able to stream tomorrow. Man, this ship is just... whew. All the gun turrets have ammo now, so that's a good sign. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Obviously, I'm very tired. Been awake for 22 hours now, so yeah. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. All right, take care.